is was created by hackers for themselves to actually have a place where they can meet in real life, not only digitally, and work on projects together or alone. It's sort of a protected bubble in the normal society. It's surrounded by all the other spaces that we know, industrial, commercial, art, and so on. And it's one of the few places where hackers can actually just be who they are, without any prejudice, without any fear, without any adjustment to society. We don't ask what it costs, why are we doing this, we don't need to justify it. We can just play and be curious about the world and be creative. And so there are very few places in the world where you can do that. You can do it in the workplace where you can sometimes do it, but you always have to justify it afterwards.
Yeah.
If you look for reasons why you want to be curious and creative, you can sometimes find those strange in the middle positions where people say if you are creative in the workplace then you are more efficient afterwards or something.
Yeah.
That may be true, but even if it isn't true, in the hackspace it can be anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised it ends up working with children, because children have not yet learned that you are not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And so in the hackerspace, we can be a little bit like children sometimes, or often.
A lot.
And this is something that do we need it? Do we need to scale it up? I think we cannot afford to not allow these places and have more. Because what we are doing right now in society is we're basically throwing everything away but those things that are commercially viable or are in some other way institutionalized. And that means we are not using a lot of talent. And I try to write down what a hacker is, maybe for the camera or something. Although most people didn't know it already, or everybody. But when I ended up writing a description and reading it, it could be anybody. And it could especially be an artist who already knows how to be curious and creative. Or it could be a child.
Yeah.
Or it could be anybody who is not yet this mental schizo of profitability, or like those things like I'm not supposed to know this, or I'm not an expert so I can't do it. All these things that prevent us from being just curious and creative or being a hacker. So yeah, there's one difference maybe between art and hackerdom, and that is that we are mainly about technology. So this is something where you see the difference. It's about curiosity and creativity, but usually in a technological context. And that's why you find a sharp knife, a hydraulic press, or something like this, opposed to paint or textiles or whatever. But otherwise, I don't think you're seeing much different. You could, and this is why it all fits together nicely. So it's very interesting for me anyway to see how after all those disappearance, those differences disappear.
Yes.
You created a new word there. And that's fascinating, and I think that maybe that's how to scale it up, by finding more interconnections between different communities which are already pretty similar and just don't realize it yet.
More bubbles.
More bubbles and bigger bubbles.
Maybe
bubbles.
we just need the bubbles to become foam.
Linked bubbles.
So.